What's going on?
Hey, what's going on, man? Long time
Hey,
no see. How you doing?
pretty good, pretty good. How's it going today?
It's going busy, busy, busy. Getting ready for Nerf, running through music, starting to write new songs for a new record, possibly. Just staying busy, all in general, all around.
Scott Miller, Tango Down. Welcome to RockEyez, man. Tell me a little bit about the beginning days of Tango Down. You had your first album, Take One, that came out in 2005. Tell me a little bit before that album came out. How did the band get together and and get signed to Kibble Records?
I was at another group at the time, and John and I were planning on putting together another band. And I was at a Kiss convention doing an autograph signing at the Kibble Records booth, and I ran into an old friend of mine, my
Right.
drummer, Keith. And we talked about it. And during the next couple weeks or so, we got a couple other friends together, and that's when it all happened, man. It just came together that easily.
Wow. 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 How is it recording that first album?
Shoestring budget.
Uh-huh.
We were pretty new at the game at the time, uh, but we were all friends. It really wasn't work. We were just writing songs and recording. We recorded a lot of music. Phil Naro, the singer, he brought in some songs. Chris Connis and myself, we wrote a bunch of music together. You
Uh-huh.
know, and John kind of kept a tight rein on the whole thing, so it kind of
Right.
worked out. It worked out well, I guess.
Right. Yeah.
We're
Wow.
still here, 15
Yeah.
years later.
Yeah.
You know,
Wow. Yeah, that's incredible. Incredible. The music business definitely ain't one of the easiest occupations to go into. Tell me some of the pros about going into the music business, and then tell me about the cons of the music business.
the best part's the fans
Right.
and the music. The fans and the music.
Uh-huh.
Listen, I can write a book about what happens in the music business, and not one thing will have to do with music.
Right. Yeah. Wow.
But that's the part that really matters the most. The fans. Without the fans, there wouldn't be me. I need
Right.
them more than they need me. So
Right. 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 How's it being on stage and like looking out at all these people, in the audience and stuff like that, and have to, these kids are sometimes waiting hours online to get an autograph, a picture. What's that feeling like?
well, throughout the years, as the band's gotten bigger and bigger and bigger, and the crowds get bigger and bigger, and now everybody knows all the words to all the songs. And when I'm up on stage and singing the background vocals, and I look out over the crowd, and everybody knows the words. I mean, like that means the world right there. That's actually what it's all about.
Right. Wow. And when you do record albums, how is Kibble hands on, not hands on, or free will, or whatever?
Well, it depends. It's a team. Tango Down's a team. Like I said, it's not just four guys hanging out.
Right.
It's a team. It's a big effort by a lot of really talented people that make this whole thing happen.
Right.
If it was just four guys sitting in a basement drinking beer after an album or two, it'd be over. We'd be bored. The songs would not be good.
Right.
But we work with a lot of talented people. Kivel Records really keeps us on our toes. He has a great quality control. We'll say that.
Uh-huh.
If I wrote this song, it's the greatest song ever. No, no, that song's not good. That song's not good.
Wow.
Hey, it's happened more than once. You
Right.
know,
Uh-huh.
but in the end, it works out because if we put out crappy songs, then that just sucks.
Right. Yeah. 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 Definitely. Definitely. I'm sure all the bands go through that anyway, right? You have members saying, it's not that good. I think I got something better or whatever. I guess it's just part of the music business, and you just move forward.
Yeah, well, we write a lot of songs for every album. Only like one third of the songs we write, well, maybe a little bit more than a third.
Right.
The song's got 10, an album's got 10 songs on it. We'll probably write 16, 17, 18 songs. There's times
Right.
we've 20 songs in a folder.
Right.
And as the demos come in, because there's a writing demo and then there's a production demo. And as the production demos come in, then we'll make the choices as to what goes on the records.
Right. 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 Now, the next album that came out was, I guess, Damage Control in 2009.
Yes.
Tell me a little bit about the recording of that.
Same thing. We made a lot of really top. Those were some of our better demos.
Right.
Those songs we had time in between the first record and that record.
Right.
There was a lull, not that the first album didn't do well, but we really had to get on our game for the second one, or else we'd have been one and done,
Right.
So we spent like 6 months writing and recording demos, and we played them all for John, and next thing you know, that record happened. We had changed singers in the interim time.
Right.
We actually changed quite a few members for that.
Right.
But it's always Keith and myself, Keith the drummer,
Right.
He's the heartbeat of the band. Without him, we couldn't do it,
Right. Yeah. Is it a lot? I don't know. I'm not saying better, but being on an independent label than a major label, you feel it's, I mean, better suited for the band, or would you rather went with a larger label, or you're happy where you are?
I'm happy right where I am. We
Uh-huh.
get top-notch production, photos, album covers, music production, everything. I mean, we get a major label treatment.
Right.
I'm fine. I'm fine exactly right where I am.
Right.
I wouldn't change anything.
Right.
The records sell, people like it. We play all over the place. We do a lot of high profile things. Yeah, I'm pretty happy right where I am.
Well,
You know,
cool.
if
Well,
I wasn't, I wouldn't be here.
yeah, true.
I've been on Kivel Records for 20 years now.
Wow. 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 And he puts out a quality product, and he does a great promotion, with
Yeah.
everything he does.
P.T. Barnum, yes, he
Yeah,
does.
yeah, yeah. He does. Amazing what he could come up with.
Yes.
Really cool
He's a
stuff.
creative dude. He's a creative dude in his own right.
Right? Yeah. Wow.
Everybody has their piece of the puzzle.
Right. Yeah.
And,
Wow.
and he handles his piece. I handle mine. The producers handle theirs.
Uh-huh.
I work with a lot of really talented outside songwriters and song doctors and people that really, the behind the scene people really help keeping the machine rolling.
Right. Wow. Wow. Next album was 2012. That was Identity Crisis. David Ruiz was the lead singer at that time. Everything go well with David, and that album was really good. I
We
enjoyed
had a
it.
good time making that album. We had just brought in some new, David Reese, obviously, but even the inner circle, the production team had changed a little bit.
Right.
Not much. Everything changes incrementally. Nothing ever really changes, bam. We've been inching along bit by bit. So we had some other production people working with us on that. David came in and just knocked it out of the park. He was world class.
Right.
I was real happy with that record. It was a next step. Like I said, we're not an overnight success, but we keep chugging along. We have never gone backwards yet. So I guess if you start slipping backwards, then it's time to give it up, especially at my age. But right now, we're still riding high on our new release, which is definitely leaps and bounds. We keep moving forward, never backward.
Wow. How much did the pandemic interfere with the band?
Pandemic sucked, bro. Ruined everything. Ruined everything.
Yeah.
We were right in the middle of recording the new record when the pandemic happened. As a matter of fact, the day they closed New York State was the day our singer was supposed to fly in from Los Angeles.
Wow.
And when a machine like Tango Down with so many moving parts stops,
right,
the machine stopped rolling. It's never really stopped rolling before. The machine stopped rolling and sank in the mud and froze. So when things started to open up and we started to finish the record, finally we were able to get a singer in from Los Angeles. I hadn't seen him in almost 2 years.
Right.
So he comes in, we do the vocals, and it's just everybody got to get out and push. You got to push the machine. We got to break it loose from the ice. We got to get it out of the mud. And slowly the machine started rolling. The record came out. We've got a bunch of shows under our belt, some wonderful festivals. Just came back from Tennessee.
Right.
Monsters on the Mountain. What a fantastic show. But the machine's now rolling. You know,
Right.
rehearsals are constant, underway. Everyone's in communications constantly. You know, we're getting ready to go play Nerf next weekend
Right.
in Massachusetts, the biggest little rock fest around.
Cool.
That's going to be a fantastic time with a bunch of our label mates and some big name acts, of course. Yeah, but yeah, the pandemic sucked, bro, because I got coronavirus for 2 months, man.
Right. Wow.
And it was awful. And my hair fell out, and it ruined everything, bro.
Right. Wow. Wow.
It just ruined everything.
Yeah. Wow. So, like during that time, you were probably 2 years downtime. What goes through your mind saying, I guess we're never going to record again, or what goes through your mind then?
Well, we already had money on the table.
Right.
The record was done. The songs were written. The guitars were done. Only thing that was left was the lead vocals, the guitar solos, and the final mix and master. Oh, and the artwork.
Right.
I mean, everything else was done. The drums, the rhythm guitars, the basses, background vocals. I mean, that stuff was all done.
Right.
Well, for the most part. I wouldn't say 100%. Things kept changing, but everything just stopped.
Right.
And it was hard to get it moving again. And yes, to answer your question, there was times when, especially because I'm an older guy now.
Right.
There was times when I was like, you know, this could be it, man. You know, because
Yeah.
I'm not going to go play cover tunes in some bar. That's not what I do, you know.
Right.
I get up and jam with friends or whatever, but I can't make that, you know, Tango Down is my thing. It's what I do.
Right. Matter of fact, who comes up with the cover? Who comes up with the covers of the albums?
Oh, John, of course.
Yeah, that's what I figured. But he got some amazing ideas. You know.
Ice-T, by the way. Ice-T.
Me too. Same thing.
Okay, good. Because I know certain people watching will be like, "Oh, it's Rif hitting the whiskey." No.
You know, but he comes up with great ideas for covers. You know, and then he got promotion to back it.
Like I said, he enjoys it just as much as the guys in the band do. He does what he does because he loves it. You know, we all in a situation like this, you all have to love what you do. Right. You know, it's not a kind of fuck, I got to go do this. Oh, pardon my language. I'm sorry. You can
that's fine. That's fine. That's
okay.
Fine. That's fine.
It's not like oh golly, do we have to do this again? You know.
Right.
It's everybody comes in. We all come in from all corners of, you know, Axel's in Wisconsin, Chaz is in Los Angeles. That's why we can't go play, you know, Fred's Pub on a Friday night.
Right. Yeah.
But we can play the big festivals. You know, we're like we'll do a headline opening spot at some cool clubs, but we do a lot of festivals, which is a lot of fun.
Right.
And after the pandemic, it was so great. These last few shows that we've done, the first shows we've done in 2 years.
Right. Yeah.
It was so great. And I'm on Facebook. I mean, fans turn into friends and friends turned into family over the 15 years that we've been together.
Right.
So I'm still in contact with, you know, 80% of our fan base I see every day.
Right. Yeah.
On the Facebook thing. But it was just so good to see everybody again. It really, it really made it all worthwhile. And I said to myself, if this had never happened again, it would have been a shame.
Right.
It really would have been a shame. But we're full steam ahead right now. We got some other shows pending in the works that I'm not at liberty to discuss at this moment. The record's chugging along. It's doing well. So what do you think of the record?
I thought it was amazing. You know, this is going to hurt the new album. And I guess you'll be playing a lot of them tunes at Nerf, huh?
Yes. Well, we do. Yeah, we do a lot of four songs, I think, 4 or 5 songs on the new record. A bunch of Bulletproof. we got a couple too from the olden days snuck in there, you know, some
Uh-huh.
of our standards, but it's pretty much newer material because, you know, we phased out the stuff that we played with David. Now Chaz is the singer. So
Right.
now he has two full-length records under his belt.
Right.
There's no reason, unless it's something like a staple in our set that we've been playing for years, which we do have one or two still in
Right.
there. Two, or is it one? No, it used to be two, but I think now there's only one of the old time staple songs from way
Right.
back. Everything else is bulletproof and this is gonna hurt. You know,
Uh-huh.
like I said, Chaz, we've had Chaz for two records now. There's no reason to have to reach back for him to. I mean, granted, they're all good songs, and I love playing all of them. But
Right.
he has his own songs, and he should showcase himself. So
Right.
we try to keep it like that.
Um, Tell me how exciting is it to play Nerf because that's like your label's highlight.
Yes, and that's also the main club. I love playing there. You know,
Uh,
and it's John's gig, and he always puts on a tight show. A lot of times you go out and play some shows, and they're a little rough around the edges here or there. I mean,
right.
they're all still fun, and they all still go over. But Nerf always runs like a machine. You know,
Right.
it's so well planned out. I mean, everyone has such a great time at Nerf. There's no reason. I mean, if you're going to go to a festival, definitely go to it.
Right.
You know, it may not be the hugest giant stadium thing, but it's really well done. The club is wonderful. The people are great. The hotels are awesome. The shuttle bus drives back and forth every half an hour from the hotels to the clubs. No one has to drive.
Mhm.
It really does work out well.
Wow. How many different guitars you have?
Too numerous.
Yeah. What's your favorite one? Or when you go to
Actually,
get a new one, how do you pick it out?
I'm playing all new guitars for this.
Oh yeah.
After the 2 years of coronavirus, Kibble calls me up, says, "Okay, we're back. We're going to Tennessee. We're going to play Monsters on the Mountain." And this is after the record was wrapped up. You know,
Right.
we had no live stuff booked, but the record was just wrapping up, getting ready to be released. So I started fiddling because I don't use my recording guitars live, you
Right.
know, because I tend to beat them up live.
Uh-huh.
So after the bulletproof stuff and sitting around my house and just me playing them occasionally for the 2 years, I started tinkering with them and I said, you know what? I said, screw this. I went out and I bought all new guitars for live.
Cool. Cool.
You know,
Yeah.
I didn't retire my Fender Stratocasters. They're still there. They're still in fighting shape.
Right.
But I wanted to try something new. I bought the Fender Telecasters, old man guitars,
Uh-huh.
something that I can grow old with.
Cool.
Oh, and they're fantastic. They're a lot lighter. They don't hurt my back, you know,
Wow.
and they sound great. You know,
Uh-huh.
I have some really nice technicians. We hot rodded them all out with new pickups and everything. You know,
Wow.
but I'll have, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. I think I'm hovering at about 12 now.
Cool.
I just gave some guitars away.
Wow. What are some of your favorite bands?
My favorite bands. Wow. Thin Lizzy,
Oh, that's a great band.
my number one all time favorite band.
Right.
You know,
Wow.
I like Thin Lizzy. I like Kiss. I know
Uh-huh.
you're a big Kiss fan.
Yeah.
You know, I mean,
Uh-huh.
growing up in Westchester, New York, you know, right near the Bronx, you know, I was on the Kiss train as a child, you know,
Right. Uh-huh.
from they used to be in our local newspaper as a kid, and I used to cut it out, tape it to my school notebook, you know.
Right. Yeah, yeah. Wow.
I like I don't know, I like what I like. I like all bands, I guess,
Hmm.
you know.
Wow.
I like well Aerosmith is probably one of the greatest bands ever.
Right. Yeah. I think so too.
I'm a huge Aerosmith fan. But like I said, I like Accept, you know. I like Van Halen, Ozzy Osbourne. I like all that. I mean, I guess I like a bit of everything.
Right. Yeah.
But Thin Lizzy and Aerosmith are like and Kiss are like the tops of the tops for me.
In your younger days, did you collect anything like memorabilia, records, stamps, cards, whatever?
I collected detention notices from school.
Yeah.
No, that's
Yeah.
that's that's a true statement. I used to keep them taped on the wall in my
Oh
bedroom.
yeah. Wow.
Uh,
Unbelievable.
what did I used to collect? I was never a big collector.
Right. Wow.
I don't know. Parking tickets, I used to collect those.
Yeah, I don't think I ever got one. I don't think so. Uh, so after Nerf, what are you going to be working on?
Well, I just been playing and writing. Like I
Uh-huh.
said, we have a few other things in the works, some other shows that we're trying to put together, you know, getting back out there, getting back out to the middle of
Right.
the country. Uh, but we'll see. We'll see where they go. You know, I'm ready to play anywhere. It just has to be right because you know, Tango Down is just it's a big machine with a lot of moving parts, and you know, everything has to mesh properly.
Hmm.
And when it all meshes properly, then we can go out and we can play. It is kind of a pain in the ass, actually, if you ask
Uh-huh.
me, but
Right.
it works out well. We don't get fatigued and burnt out.
Right.
We don't get stuck in little clubs doing dumpy shows, you know.
Right.
Every time we go out, it's an event. It's always an occasion. So
Wow.
there's I do enjoy that part of it.
Right. Wow. Wow. Is there anything particular when you go out on tour you like to eat?
Uh Actually I haven't really been eating much. I'm on a I'm on a crazy diet. I just eat salads all the time.
Oh yeah.
I know that's going to ruin my reputation with the true rock fans. But yes, I eat salads and I drink whiskey. That's pretty
Right.
much what happens. I got
Is
to
there
keep
any
my
kind?
fight. I got to
Right.
keep my weight down. I got to be in
Yeah.
fighting.
Is there any particular goal that you haven't reached that you'd like to?
Uh, I just want more people to hear the music and more people to enjoy the music.
Right.
You know, I wouldn't mind going out and playing some more bigger shows, keep moving up. But we, like I said, we've never slipped backwards yet.
Right.
I have full faith in the plan, you know, that we seem to be following.
Right.
You know, there's like the Tango Down script, and
Yeah.
each season of Tango Down
Right.
gets better. So we're
Right.
on season 6 now of Tango Down. Actually, we're on season 15.
Right.
But you know, I
You
can't
know,
wait to see who the new characters are, or you know, what's going to happen.
right. Wow. Wow. How you feel about vinyl making a resurgence?
Uh, I'm loving it actually.
Uh-huh.
Uh, I got into the game a little too late to the vinyl scene. I had done some indie pressings on 45s back in the day,
Right.
playing with other people. But then when vinyl came back and they released Bulletproof and Romeo Riot
Right.
on vinyl, colored vinyl, that kind of blew me away. I was happy, and people bring them to the shows. I autographed a bunch of them in Tennessee. People get on
Right.
a plane, bring their vinyl.
Wow. Wow.
I am happy with that.
And what's your feeling about downloads?
It is what it is.
Yeah.
Metallica called it. Metallica called it back in the day.
Right.
You know, there's no. At least you know what. At least people have access to the music, so they can hear what's going on.
Right. Yeah.
You
Wow.
know, it's destroyed the revenue stream. It really has hurt all the bands.
Right.
The only people making money on downloads are the people who own the download sites.
Right. Oh,
You know,
yeah.
but the cat's out of the bag. You can't put it back in. If
Yeah.
people want to hear it, there it is. You know, there's always been spoilers, even back in the day. As soon as the record comes out, some spoiler will take it and put it on the internet.
Right.
You know, so that people who don't collect CDs or don't want to buy the actual material can just go and rip it for free.
Right.
But at least people are listening. At the end, that's the only that's why I really do it anyway, just so people can listen to it.
Right. Right. Do you feel like the kids of today are um, kind of like missing out on a lot of the stuff that we had when we were younger. Like you can't go to the store and get a rock magazine and put them pinups on your wall anymore, or
Right.
there's no rock magazines out no more, and you can't make a scrapbook or that's all gone. What you
Now,
feeling
there's like,
about?
and viewing it on your phone or on your computer, it's not the same thing as
Right.
going and buying Circus Magazine or,
Yeah.
whatever, the RIP, all the old magazines. But kids today are generally angry because their music sucks. I hate to say it.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
put on the radio in the car flipping through stations and I hear what the kids are listening to, and it's just, I mean, whatever.
Yeah.
They can say, "Oh, your music." Every generation sends a hero up the pop charts. You
Right.
know, I'm not saying it sucks. I just said I think it sucks. You know,
Right.
and I listen to it, and I'm just like, there's no heart. Everything is auto tuned, computerized, and
Right.
but hey, that's what they like. That's what
Yeah.
they like. I have a 14-year-old daughter. You got to. I mean, there's a constant doom, 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 doom in my house.
Yeah. Yeah. Wow. I can understand that because like you know one of the biggest albums or bands around for me were the Beatles. And, I get to hear my daughter, how do you listen to that? Right? I go, you got to be kidding me. You got to be kidding me. You
My
know?
number one all-time favorite album of all time is Abbey Road by the Beatles. So I've been a Beatles fan since I was a kid.
Right. But now, like, these kids think it's terrible, Like, I, I just don't understand it, I guess.
And
Us old guys,
and I guess we never will either.
no, no, not at all. Because everything I hear, like you said, on the radio is repetitive over and over again. There's no difference between one band to another band. Um, I just
But
don't get it myself,
but you know what? It's not for us to get.
Right,
They didn't make it for us. They made it for them. So
right,
we're not supposed to get it.
yeah,
It's like, my parents saw Kiss when I was a kid and they thought I was on drugs.
right, yeah,
And Van Halen and, Ozzy. My parents
uh-huh,
were like, you're crazy. What is this?
yeah,
Because
yeah,
they grew up listening to Engelbert Humperdinck and stuff
yeah,
like that.
yeah.
So
So what is a typical day for you when you get up in the morning? What do you do all day?
uh many things. I'm a man of
Uh-huh,
many hats, you know, from children to my other business besides music,
uh-huh,
you know, the profitable one,
right,
uh, to just music, staying frisky. I like to play. I like to play every day,
right,
at least an hour, maybe a little longer. I don't view it as a chore. I view it as okay. I get to sit down and play for a little while,
right,
relax and calm my nerves. And I'm dad's taxi with my daughter and dancing team and dancing squad. And,
right.
it's always something. There's always something to do.
How proud is your daughter of you?
What was that? Couldn't hear you.
How proud is your daughter of you being a
Oh, she loves it.
musician?
Oh, she loves it. She loves the bands. She wears the shirts. She's got the merch.
Uh,
She's got a framed vinyl in her bedroom. She's got a Tango Down clock.
uh,
You know, yeah. She has. Whenever I get merchandise stuff, I'm like, hey, look, John made this. Because John will put Tango Down on anything and sell it. I'm surprised we don't have Tango Down toilet paper.
Wow. Wow.
Yeah, so she's got all the merch. She's got all the stickers on her wall.
Right.
She's into it.
Well, Scott, it was great talking to you, and the fans, I'm sure, can't wait for Nerf to happen. And congratulations on your career. As longevity is gold and stuff like that. I guess fans can't wait for the next album coming after this. And you look like you're having a great time doing everything you do.
Yeah. And if you ever need me to come back and talk, because we never really talked about the new record that much. So if you
Right.
ever want to follow up,
Definitely do it. We'll
I
definitely
have
do
no,
that.
I got no problems
Yeah.
now that we got the system all working here. So
But
it was
would you
like
like to?
magic. I had to press a few buttons and just
That's
like the
it.
magic.
And they try to get you money, right?
Shazam. Yeah, right. Well, I was, it's a good thing they had a button that said skip that part. So I just
Yeah,
pressed, you want money? Let's skip that part.
yeah. Wow. Congratulations. Would you like to say anything to the fans in conclusion?
Thank you. Thank you very much. You know, without the fans, there wouldn't be me. So I need you a lot more than you need me. Don't worry about it. But yeah, thank you. That's what I want to say to the fans. And keep listening. Keep listening.
Cool.
And there'll be more music for you to listen to, and come to the concerts, and go see all the bands, buy the merchandise, keep the bands running, keep the show on the road. It was a hard 2 years. Everyone's struggling to come back now. And without the support of the fans, none of us will be able to continue. But as of right now, the Tango Down machine is rolling again, and it does my heart good to see it moving again. I thought it might never move again.
Right. Cool.
But we're back. Boom, 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 boom.
Cool. Thanks a lot, man. Talk to you later.
I will talk to you later, man.
Bye bye.